This is Christine Blackburn. Welcome to Story Smash, the storytelling game show. I'm so glad you guys tuned in tonight. Wait till you see this show and the talent I have on it. Holy cow. I'm so glad you guys are here from Facebook and YouTube. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm very curious. Put it right there to your right in the chat box, and let's get that conversation going. And now I'd like to introduce you to the Wheel of Stories. There are 12 permanent topics on the wheel. And then there is one space that says free. If the contestant lands on free, they can tell any story from any topic on the wheel. And there are 3 spaces that say audience. 3 spaces say audience. And if the contestant lands on audience, well, that's where you guys come in and suggest in the chat any type of story that you would like to hear. You could try it out right now if you'd like. Go ahead and put a story suggestion in the chat. And if someone lands on audience, well, we'll throw those suggestions out to our expert judges. And speaking of expert judges, let's get them on the show right now. Now, the first judge coming to the stage, he is a comedian and a writer, and he wrote on At Midnight for the entire run of the show. He's also a broadcaster for the LA Derby Dolls. Please welcome Blaine Capatch.
Here on the show without the help of some of our sponsors this evening. I'm brought to you by I Can't Believe It's Not Fruit Loops. Perfect for people with a Fruit Loops allergy, made from 100% peanuts. I can't believe it's not Fruit Loops. Christine?
All right, you guys. Now, this next judge, she played the role of Barbara Jean on the sitcom Reba for 6 years. And she's appeared on the many other shows on the ABC Family Freeform series Baby Daddy, and as the host of ABC Family's Dancing Fools and ABC's Bet on Your Baby and CMT's The Singing Bee. She's fantastic. Please put your hands together for the very talented Melissa Peterman.
Hello. Happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too. Do you hear the music?
I do hear the music. You cannot tell by my beautiful dancing. I did hear the music.
I feel like I'm just dancing into the air. It's not really even a dance. Hey, there's the music. Wake up, Los Angeles. We're playing some Story Smash. Now, this next judge coming up right now, he's a comedian and a performer who's been dubbed the smartest man in the world. And I agree. The name of his podcast is just that, The Smartest Man in the World. And you guys have seen him perform stand-up all over the place. And he also appears regularly on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Here he comes, guys, the fabulous Greg Proops.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Can I say Greg Proops is officially Paul McCartney's favorite comedian?
Thank you.
Wow.
The Beatles took a poll and it was split.
Those are not small words. Way to go.
See,
Clay too loves you too.
That unheard fifth one comes in handy to break a tie.
Right?
Right?
All right, you guys,
Is
we're
it
going to
Billy
play
Preston?
2 rounds. We're going to play 2 rounds of the show tonight. And if there's a tie, there will be a spin-off with another round in doing another
hope it's
1-minute story.
Sorry.
No, it hasn't actually ever happened, but it could happen, and it could happen tonight. You don't know. Now, listen, guys, the contestants need to watch their clock because they don't want to go over their time. If they go over their time, they'll hear this.
And they get tased, right? Did we add that?
Yes, that's right.
To death in the balls.
Good. I'm glad.
Let's try it again. If they go over their time, they'll hear this. Okay, that's either the time limit or somebody's breaking into my garage. Either way, you guys keep track of your time. No worries about that. And what else am I want to tell you? Oh, I know. The judges here, these 3 talented judges, they're looking for the ability for you to stay on topic, the story itself, and of course the time. Each story being worth
Wow.
Each criteria being worth 5 points. You know what I'm saying? So it's a possible total score of 15 points per judge, 45 points per round. Blaine, did you see that math?
I did see that math. I've never been very good at math, Christine. So tonight's going to be pretty interesting.
I could be interesting for sure. Blaine, do we have any other sponsors tonight?
Of course we do. Tonight we're brought to you by Thai food. Unless you want pizza, I guess it would be cheaper. It'd probably be faster too. So pizza, Christine.
All right, you guys. I've got the names of the contestants right here in the Story Smash Can of Truth. I'll be pulling them randomly. Greg and Melissa, you both played the game before. Do you feel confident?
It's called
Melissa?
the Capitol Building. Sorry, Christine. Sorry, these are unprecedented times, Christine.
It's true. Melissa, how are you feeling? Are you excited about the game? Are you nervous?
I'm excited. I'm bloated. I'm so many things. I can't wait. Tell me a story, Christine. Someone just tell me a story.
How about you, Poop Dog?
I'm as chuffed as I've ever been because of the frazzle of the last week. This is like a warm lotion, a balm, if you will, an emollient on a scorched patch of skin. I feel like wearing a mankini and a Viking hat and just taking over my kitchen.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. All right, you guys, coming up first to spin the wheel and tell a true 1-minute story is, oh, look at that. All righty. I'm scrolling down to find that beautiful girl's her bio. Here we go, you guys. This girl, she is a storyteller and a writer and an actor and a lawyer and a storytelling instructor. And she has over 30 years of experience on stage and screen with credits including national commercials, Law and Order, SVU, and voiceovers on Beavis and Butthead and David Letterman. She's also a Moth Story Slam winner, and she's also told stories with the Risk podcast, Liar Show, and the Story Collider. Please, you guys, put your hands together for the very talented Gail Thomas. Now, Gail is in New York. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
All right. So thanks for staying up past your bedtime. Let's tell her what to do, you guys.
Spin.
Man.
Wow.
This has been brought to you by Diet Beef. Get rid of those calories with Diet Beef, Christine.
Birthdays.
Sorry about the dog.
Gail Thomas has a dog and she's also had birthdays. It's a true 1-minute story, Gail. When you're ready, I'll start the clock.
All right, let's go. So it's my 40th birthday. I have a voiceover audition. I'm living in LA at the time, and I'm excited. I am, it's like it's going to be this good. So I parked my car at Farmers Market. I'm walking across the street to get to the audition, and I see a car heading for me, and I have the right of way, but it doesn't look like this car is going to stop. And so I just tell myself to relax. I'm going to be fine. I imagine myself walking away. And it hits me and I go up into the air and I'm like, it's relax, you be fine. I do yoga. It's cool. I'm flexible. I fall down in front of the car. I hear people screaming and staring at me. And I'm like, okay, this is maybe when I'm going to, maybe I'm dead because this is not something you survive. I look around, some guy screams at me, don't move, Gail. And I think, oh, well, then if I am dead, then he must be dead too. So he runs over and I start to get up and everybody's like, don't get up. And I get up and I walk and it's my 40th birthday and I go to the hospital and they ask me all day long how old I am, which is the last thing I want to be asked on that day.
Whoa, what a story. Melissa Peterman.
I haven't even finished processing all that. So on your 40th birthday, you got hit by a car and well, it's better than a surprise party. I mean, let's be honest, nobody likes those. So you got off easy. You know what I mean? First of all, I loved everything about the story. You stayed on topic. You stayed on the birthday. So I'm going to give you a 5 out of 5 on topic. Also, I feel like I don't know what the relationship is like with your dog, but I felt like he was trying to interject and sort of say, "No, you got that wrong. You went to the farmer's market. You parked somewhere else." Like, you know what I mean? Like when someone interjects, it's like, "No, it wasn't." But so I appreciate it. I'd like to hear his version, maybe on the next round. So I'm going to give you 4 on the story because it was exciting. It had car. It had a near death. And by the way, you don't even look like you're 40 now, so God bless you. And I'm mad at you. And time, you stayed right on it. So topic 5, story 4, and time, I'm going to give you 4.5. So that's
4.5. Interesting.
Yeah.
Greg Proops, won't it be exciting when you turn 40?
Oh, I am so looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it for 15 years. You know, it's just there's a certain kind of August wreath that hangs around your head, letting people know that you're eminent. You know, you've achieved a kind of a Vatican style eminence. I've been 40 for 21 years now, and it's great. It's like turning 39 over and over again. I thought your story was awesome beyond measure. You didn't bury the lead. And then after the massive injury, you got up and walked, kind of like in the Bible. And I thought that was really cool. I give it, I'm lenient. I'm going to give it all, or should I give it? Yeah. I'm going to give it points, 5 across the board.
Well, wait a minute. 5?
Do I need to hear the other stories?
You're only giving her 5 points total, Greg?
I think he means 5 each.
I think he means 5 each. So he's giving her a perfect score, I believe, but I don't want to.
I think so too, but let's get the clarity. Greg? He muted. I think he gave her a 15.
Tesseract.
Blaine Capatch.
While Greg is trying to get his sound together, I want to know where that agency is, because I think I've gone to that agency across the street from the farmers market for auditions, where they always tell me to bring a headshot, and I've never had headshots, and they always get mad at me, and I dump them because they hassle me for headshots. But then I spent some time in the Crate and Barrel. I love that. It took me back to the time when I got mad at my agent. And it reminded me of what I would do if I died at the farmer's market. Where would I haunt? Would it be that French crepe place, or would it be the place with the all those hot sauces that have like people's asses on the label? That would be nice. So I'm going to give you, I was going to give you 15 points, but I heard your dog, I speak dog, and it was crying for help. It was blinking twice for help. So I've doxed you, and I'm giving you 14 points.
All righty. That was still a very fine score. Wow. Look at the leaderboard. Gail's total score for that round was 43. Way to go. Let me put my name back in the story smash can of truth and bring on the very next contestant. And that person is, looky here. Now, this guy started his career at the age of 9, competing in a birthday talent contest doing ventriloquism. He's performed at the San Luis Obispo Comedy Fest and the Best of Fest at the Burbank Comedy Fest. You've seen him on AMC, IFC's Comedy Variety Sherman Showcase. I love that show. As Frederick Douglass, and he can also be heard on videos games like Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, Fallout 4, and God of War Ascension, and many, many others. Please welcome the very talented Dave Carter. Dave!
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
We hear you fine. Let's tell him what to do, everybody.
Spin.
Lift. Proops eyebrows. It's been brought to you by Entenmann's Impossible Pop'ems. They taste like real beef. Entenmann's Impossible Pop'ems and cinnamon and chocolate frosted. Christine?
School days. Dave landed on school days. We've all been to school. He's got a 1-minute story. Whenever you're ready, Dave, I'll start the clock.
Okay. When I was in the military, they send you to what's called non-commissioned officer school, where you have to go and study to be a good leader. And I didn't want to go. I was a broadcaster in the military, and I was having fun just doing that. And I really wanted to go to Germany that weekend. I was on this little island. I really wanted to go to Germany. They said, no, you have to go to this school. And I wrote a report about the fact that I should be allowed to miss graduation for esprit de corps. For all the reasons that make you a good soldier, I should be allowed to skip graduation. And every week they told me I couldn't go. I couldn't leave early. And the moment that we got to graduation, I was so unhappy. We found out that I won the top leadership award. And with that award, my bosses and everyone was so happy with me that they let me go to Germany that weekend because I had a volleyball tournament to go do. And we won the volleyball tournament and came back. So I won the top award, and I won a big giant sand volleyball tournament. I was so proud of myself and my partner. I had a great time. Love lodges.
Greg Proops, what a story.
Okay.
That was amazing. I recently watched The Longest Day, which is the story of D-Day. And for me, this had a lot of the same elements, that the striving against the odds, the looking danger in the face and laughing, basically. A healthy attitude of disrespect for your superiors, while at the same time embodying the leadership principles that propelled you to win the award and be given a chance to play volleyball for our country. I loved it. I'm giving it 14 and a half.
14 and a half, Melissa Peterman.
Well, first of all, when I think about Germany, I immediately think of volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, they think volleyball, they think that scene from Top Gun. I think Hogan's Heroes. So I like that you talked about a little known sport in Germany, which is sand volleyball. I like that very much. You stayed on topic. I was riveted because I wasn't quite sure where it was going to go. I thought we were going to learn about you being in this school, but then it was all about how you didn't have to go to that school and you won a volleyball tournament. So I liked the mislead. It took me on a journey and I enjoy that. So I gave you 15 out of 15, Dave, on that one. I did.
Blaine Capatch.
I loved it. I can't imagine volleyball in Germany. It must be the sexiest thing I've seen since Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS.
Yeah.
The entire time I was thinking, what island was he on? Was it Fantasy Island? Was it the island of Dr. Moreau? Was it the island when all capitals? I didn't know what island it was. It took me out of it a little bit. I was going to give you 15, Dave, but Christine said I'm not allowed to give people a perfect score. And she came over to my house and she cracked some eggs into the air conditioning vents of my car while I was asleep. And so now I have to get my car cleaned. So I guess I've learned my lesson. 14 points.
14 points is a fine
Doxing
score.
is good.
Look at the time, a perfect minute. I'm telling you, we've got a
Yeah,
contest
great time, by the
tonight,
way.
ladies and gentlemen.
He
We
had
have
a
got a
second to
contest.
He had a second to spare.
That's right. Now, Dave's total score, 43.5. I didn't even know we had 0.5s. Look at that. So it's all very exciting. Let's bring on the
Unprecedented
very
times.
next contestant who's coming up for a true 1 minute story. All right, you guys, get excited because we've got somebody coming up right now. Oh, looky there. Now, this talent, she's an actress, a stand-up, and a writer, originally from Romania. Now, her credits include Closer to the Moon, Harley and the Davidsons, the Zyget Festival, Out of Bounds Comedy Festival, the Los Angeles Diversity Festival, and numerous theater productions. She was selected as one of the Tribeca Film Festival 2017's Digital Creators to Watch, and that ain't nothing. She's also the co-creator of the digital series, which is very funny. I've watched the whole thing. It's called Patty and Marina. Please welcome the very talented Smaranda Luna. Sma!
Hi! Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sound
I
great,
forgot
Smaranda.
about I forgot about the serious competitive nature of this game show. I hope I have the confidence to do it.
You're going to be great, Smaranda. All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do.
Spin that.
We can hear you on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Get a little closer. Now don't be shy. Get a little closer with Clamato Extra Dry. Clamato Extra Dry. Antiperspirant deodorant.
Right.
Mom. Smaranda's landed on Mom.
Oh,
She's got a
boy.
true 1 minute story. Whenever you're
Boy.
ready, I'll start the clock.
Okay. So am I on?
Yes.
All right, you sound great.
So I first day of high school in Romania. I'm really, really shy and I'm having a really hard time. And I can't make the end of the day, this beautiful girl, Miki, comes and talks to me and because like, oh, I found a friend for life. So I start joking with Mickey and I start feeling like, oh, this high school life, I can totally do this. I'm going to thrive in this. This is good. So me and Mickey were waiting for our parents to come pick us up in front of the high school. And I see coming the ugliest woman I have ever seen in my entire life. this person was so ugly that I never do this, but I turned to Mickey and I said, "Hey, Mickey, look, that woman is like the ugliest woman that I have ever seen in my entire life." And my new friend Mickey turns to me and says, "Hey, that's my mom."
Wow.
Look at the clock. 59 seconds. Blaine Capatch.
That was perfect, and it made my testicles retract. It was the absolute fucking worst. It made me think of every time I've said the wrong thing as an adult. If there's one thing bad about getting older, it's faux pas become fatal. You think about these things on a loop. And it was fantastic. And I just can't believe that there was high school in Romania. 15 points.
Melissa
Wow.
Peterman.
Well, hang on. I'm taking a call from Mickey right now. She wants to say something. Oh, no, I'm going to put her on hold. It's a bad connection in Romania. Well, first of all, I would love to see a TV show just like 90210 Romania. Because I want more high school stories from Romania. I think that'd be genius. And can I ask you a question? What happened after? Did Mickey sort of, I mean, in my head, she turns around and she's like, right? I know. But what did she say?
Well, we've become best friends, but what is weird is that Mickey is one of the most beautiful women in the world, and her mom is the opposite of that.
So it skips a generation.
I guess it just, yeah.
Boy, she won't let it go. Greg Proops.
So, okay, I'm giving you 14. 14 out of there. Yes, I love it. I loved it.
14, great score, Greg Proops.
I thought it was a perfectly told vaudeville joke. Hey, look, my new friend. Isn't that the ugliest woman in the world? Hey, that's my mom. That's like Samuel Beckett right there, because we're at once born astride the grave, as he said. That's one of those moments.
What score do you give it, Greg?
I don't even want to give a score. I just want to let goodness seek its own level in this instance.
I like it.
That means 15. That's what I heard. I heard 15.
14, Blaine Capatch.
Right. I already said my thing, but I'm going to say 15 again, and it was so unsettlingly real. I loved it so much. It's that thing where you say the wrong thing and you think about it for the rest of your life.
Oh, there it is. Smaranda's total score 43. Way to go, Sma. Excellent story. Perfect time.
I gave her
great.
Never mind.
All right, you guys. We've got one more storyteller coming up for the 1 minute round, and then we're moving on to the second round, which is 2 minutes long, twice the fun. I can't wait. Thanks for being with us there on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget, use that chat room, and we'll go to the comments right after this storyteller. All right, you guys, this guy, he's an actor and a writer and a director who has just sold a new animated series to Disney's Maker Studios, and he was recently featured in the final season of Fox's New Girl. He also spends his other time as a professor at the very acclaimed accredited studio school, Los Angeles. It's located at the Los Angeles Center Studios. And he's on a new show right now called The Finchers that you can find at thefinchers.com. Please welcome the very talented Mark Teich. Mark! All right. So good to see you, man. You've never played this game. Do you feel comfortable?
Oh, my God, a Vicks inhaler.
Yes, I had to do a Vicks inhaler, and I'm going to need a cold rag for my head.
I got in so much trouble in 7th grade. I used to carry a Vicks inhaler all the time, and they took it from me.
This is it. I got it on eBay.
Holy shit, yes. I'll be right over.
Hey, Mark, we're happy to have you. It's your first time on the show, so don't be nervous. Let's tell Mark what to do, you guys.
Okay.
Dad.
Inhaler.
This has been brought to you by Southwest After Dark. Wow. Ask for a seat in the Sexic row. Flight attendants prepare for the D. Southwest After Dark, Christine.
Mark landed on Mom. Oh, this is exciting. Ooh. Mark Teich, you've got 1 minute to talk about Mom. Whenever you want to start, I'll do the clock for you.
All right. We're starting now. Terrified of my mother, of course, as a child. sitting at the dinner table. Salisbury steak, of course. I grew up in the Midwest, and didn't want it. Was talked into 3 more bites. Took those 3 more bites. Said, "Let's go. I want to go out and play. Please let me go out and play." Went and played for, till the streetlights came on, as you do. And came back. My mom looked at me, and I looked like, somebody in NASCAR, I guess you'd say. Had this big chaw in my side. I was too afraid to spit out the meat as I was coming home, and because I knew that she'd probably find it in the woods where we played. So I got back, and she goes, "What's in your mouth?" And I said, "Those 3 bites." And she goes, "Spit it out." And I spit it out, and I said, "I sucked all the goodness out of it." Now at 7 years old, that's a fine comment, but today it's not really great. So.
All right. How about that, Melissa Peterman?
I'm from the Midwest, so I recognize the whole Salisbury steak thing. Was it on a TV dinner tray with some corn and a weird apple compote, sort of, or maybe a cherry one?
But homemade and no plate. So just on the tray.
Need a plate. It's on its own beautiful silver tray. So I appreciated that. You took me right back there. I could smell it. I could taste it. And I like it. It was like sort of like, what's the shelf life of Salisbury steak? Like, it's almost like it can live in a human cheek. It didn't break down at all, did it? It just was still a solid Salisbury steak nugget. This is a tale as old as time, really. And I'm giving you 14 points. I enjoyed that story very, very much. And I like you started out with the Vicks Vapor Rub. I like that.
Blaine Capatch.
Again, I'm going to give him 5 points for Vicks Vapor Rub right there because we're both on the same drug. I love that you were terrified of your mother. That's like 9 more stories right there. It took me back to the Salisbury steak days, which is my favorite Peter Gabriel song. It really, it's so moving. It really, like, oh my God, it really makes you understand the human condition, the Salisbury steak thing. And it reminded me of the time that I went out to play kickball with my friends. And we played and played and played, and it was a lot of fun. The sun was going down, and then I remembered it was daylight savings time, and I had just missed the Flip Wilson show, and I got really, really mad. Anyway, the fact that your mom asked you how long the meat was in your cheek, and you had meat in your cheek for like an hour and a half, it's amazing. 15 points.
All righty. Greg Proops.
Dickens speaks so eloquently of how children in dire circumstances acquit themselves. We're all familiar with David Copperfield, Oliver Smith, and I just felt like this story had that kind of overarching universal feel. Like Little Nell, there was peril at the beginning, and then, toward the end, I think he came roaring back, really, in a lot of ways. So I've also been to Salisbury. It's where Stonehenge is, and the place is strewn with poorly made steak.
But did you climb the hill, Greg?
My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, you better pack your mashed potatoes. We're going home.
Another great contestant. Let's go to the leaderboard, take a look at Mark's score. I think it's coming up in a second here. This is a lot of fun, you guys. We're coming right back.
I didn't give us
a great job. Everybody's doing
I
great.
never gave me a score, so I'm fine with that.
That's right. All names are back in the Story Smash can of truth.
Dave, you're going back in the can.
Oh, we need Greg's score. That's right.
Oh, look, see you next week.
14. No one waited for it. Everybody started talking. You broke into focus groups, breakout sessions, or whatever they call them in show business.
That's right. I'll be splitting you all into different rooms, and you do what you do. All right. There it is. Mark's total score, 43. 43. Another great score. Holy cow. We've got ourselves a competition. Like I said, all names are back in the can of truth. And let's call up the next contestant who's coming up for a true 2-minute story. And that is Gail Thomas. Gail Thomas, come on the screen.
Woohoo!
No music, but I'm dancing anyway.
Come on,
Gail Thomas. All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do.
Spin that wheel. It's been brought to you by car alarms, letting you know that a motorcycle just went by your house. Car alarm. Christine?
Hollyweird. Gail Thomas has landed on Hollyweird. She's got double the time. Let's hear what she does with it. When you're ready, we'll start the clock.
Okay, so the Rangers had just won the big thing that Rangers win. I think it's the hockey team. I don't really know, but I was going to get out of jury duty, New York City. Got on a train, sat next to this really weird-looking guy with a rainbow beard and a black shirt and all this, very kind of musician-y looking. Turns out he was a musician and a producer and lived in LA, and I had never really gone to LA much, and he seemed really cool and started telling me about what it was like to be in LA. And he goes back, we start talking on the phone, and we start doing this this kind of phone sex thing. And it was pretty good. I thought it was going to be a regular phone call, but he would turn it into, so you said you ate dinner. So where did you eat dinner? And what do you like to eat? And how do you suck on your food? And so it just turned into that over and over again, every night, constantly. And I got into it. I mean, frankly, it was exciting. I brought out the vibrator. It was interesting. Finally, it was time for me to go to LA. And I met up with him, but still nothing happened. It was like he only wanted to do it on the phone, but not in the real world. And so then I go back to New York and a little disappointed. But, maybe next time he comes to New York sooner or later. One day I was actually reading. Oh, this is the 2-minute story. So then I went back to LA. No, wait. Then he visited me. How much time do I have? I'm completely confused. Okay, so then he came to visit. I went to his hotel room. He had this little vibrator thing that he put on his finger, and that didn't really work, and it was very odd, and I don't know, it was just not, it didn't happen. And so I went home, and I was like, I think phone sex is the best we can do, because it doesn't seem like the real thing is really happening. And then I read the newspaper that day and saw that the New York Post said that a fellow had been dismissed from his big-time job because he was sexually harassing his workmates. And it turned out it was him.
Whoa! Holy cow! That story had everything. Blaine Capatch.
Sorry, I'm googling rainbow beard, and all I have
shit!
coming
I know.
up. I clicked images, and it's just Bruce Valanche. So I can't believe that Bruce Valanche would do that to you. But a lot of vibrator talk, which was cool. Jury duty took me out of it. Rangers made me think of Dungeons and Dragons, which was terrific. And it just made me think of a sketch about Alexander Graham Bell going, Watson, come quick. I need you. I'll meet you downtown. Talk to me. 15 points.
Wow. Greg Proops.
Don't kill me, Christine, for giving her a perfect score.
Stop it, Blaine. It's not true. I love Gail Thomas. Greg Proops.
That story pulsed along like a drunken trip on the Tokyo Metro. There was bells and whistles. At no point was I even mildly distracted from your narrative. It came crashing through. Wow. And I loved the surprise Me Too ending.
Right.
So I'm giving it up full marks all round, as they say. This one, I was thinking to myself at the beginning when you got Hollyweird, how do you top the other story where you got hit in front of the farmer's market on the way to that fucking audition place that we've all been to, and everyone keeps asking you how old you are, and then you topped it. You didn't just top it. You had not since, I don't know if you remember Jacqueline Suzanne,
Valley of the Dolls,
right? But even more, what's her name? Who was Joan Collins' sister, Jackie Collins? Yeah. It was so like I met him on the tube, and he had a rainbow beard, and then I called, and it devolved into a thing. When we got together, we had a vibrator on his finger. You're like, "Wah!"
Yeah, she definitely had me at vibrator on the finger. Blaine Capatch.
Oh yeah.
I already went, but I want to ask you, what was his name?
Oh,
I
shit.
can't. No, I can't.
Oh, come on, do it.
ZZ Top.
I thought it was ZZ Top or maybe one of the Allman Brothers. I didn't know for sure.
Melissa Peterman.
Gail, I'm going to jump on the perfect score train. No pun intended of, I'd like to jump on that train. That sounds like a fun one. I don't know which one it was, but I loved it. I felt it was very topical too today, because I think a lot of us, like, you know, my husband, like, we've been married 20 years, and during this quarantine, like, we make out over Zoom, and he lives in the house, but we prefer it that way now. It just works a lot better. So I think that sort of was like, oh, that made me feel better. Like, oh, you know, if I walk in there now, he'd be like, why don't you go back in that other room and just call me or get on Zoom. So I like that. Also, I'm curious, like, was it a glove? Was it just a one finger thing, or was it like a whole glove?
It was like a thimble that vibrated. It was very weird.
It's really weird, but I'm curious as to what that was.
Keep talking.
Like a Nintendo Wii.
It was strange. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was like, maybe he was it was like pre-COVID too. Like, what am I? Anyway,
It wasn't one of those things that tests your blood pressure while you're in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean,
It did. Oxygen level.
He took it from his treadmill. It's the thing that checks his heart rate on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And he thought he'd get away with it because he's like, I've got a rainbow beard. No one's going to ask me any questions. So I gave this whole Inspector Gadget Allman Brothers thing, it's a Sweet Melissa. I gave it 15 out of 15. And did you ever go to jury duty?
no, no, I did not.
Yeah.
Gail's total score, 45 points. That's a perfect score, if you ask me. Hey, Gail, did it look like this?
No, it was much smaller.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no
All
wonder
right,
it
sorry
didn't
about
work,
that.
right? It was like, it didn't work.
All right, you guys.
Hey, did it look like this? I've got one of these. It takes two triple A's. Triple A's are really a
Was it like this?
Did it look like this?
All right, you
It
guys.
wasn't this, was it? Because this thing has a couple of. I think it has like a 9-volt in it.
Did it look like this?
Oh my God, that's him, officer. Would you like cream and sugar in your eye?
Gail Thomas, thank you, and thanks for coming all the way from New York. We appreciate it. All right, you guys, coming up right now to tell a true 2-minute story. And by the way, keep it up in the chat. Mark Klaber's here from Chicago. Hey, Mark. And
Try the deep dish
Nova.
pizza.
That's right, Kielbasa Nova. That person's here. I'm not sure. And a lot of people saying they love Dave Carter. So who knows what's going to happen. Coming up to the stage right now, you guys, look at that. It's Dave Carter. Come on up, Dave. Hey, plug the music in later. All right, Dave. Good to see you again, brother.
Right.
Let's tell them what to do, everybody.
Spin. It's been brought to you by Bread Wetters. When your bread's too dry, make it wet. Bread Wetters. Wet that bread with Bread Wetters.
Love me some bread wetters.
Holidays. Dave landed on holidays, so we're looking for a true 2-minute story about holidays. Whenever you're ready, Dave, we'll start the clock.
My daughter's birthday is at the end of Christmas. She's the 3rd of January. So all the holidays are happening. And a couple years ago, we had a Christmas miracle. I don't know if you've all had one, but it's where something unexpected happens. So my daughter wanted this Disney princess doll set. It's like, I had all the Disney princesses in it, and she knew them backwards and forward. And she's like, Daddy, can we get the Disney princess doll set? And I said, no, I'm a black dad. My daughter's like half white. I'm like, no, you can't have that, because black dads start at no. So as we look at it, I'm like, I know I'm going to get it for her for Christmas, like from Target.com, and order it. So I order it in the castle. And the day before Christmas, 2 days before Christmas, it shows up at the house, and it's a $200 lounge chair. There is no doll set to be seen. And I started freaking out because it's 2 days before Christmas, and there was a deal made between my daughter, Santa, and I that she could get it from them. So I called Target.com, and a lady in India gets on the line and says, I'm so sorry, Mr. Carter. We don't have the doll sets left, but we'll get your money back to you in 7 to 10 days. And I'm like, you can't. It's Christmas. There's a deal between Santa, Jesus, my daughter, and I that she's getting this Disney Princess Shimmer doll set. And I said, I need to speak to your manager. They put the manager on. He's in South Carolina, black dude from South Carolina. He's on the line. Mr. Carter, I'm so sorry. We don't have your doll set. I'll tell you what I can do for you. I can get the money back to you in 3 to 5 days. I'm like, brother, you don't understand. He's like, you don't understand. I'm like, look, man. He goes, look, man, I'll get your money back in 3 to 5 days. Find a toy somewhere else. Good luck. Thank you for calling Target.com. Click. So I called my wife, and she's at work, and I say, honey, go to Target. In between the Barbie dolls and the Star Wars stuff, they have the Disney Princess doll set. She called me back in like 3 minutes, and I'm like, she's like, I don't see any. They don't have any left. I'm like, I know you didn't go because it takes longer to get to Target than you took to call me back. But I run to the North Hollywood Target and I find one last one. And as I get to the self-checkout, the doll set is no longer $100, but it is $45.51. And a Christmas miracle happened. So I get to tell my daughter, yes, there is a Santa.
All right.
Wow.
That was amazing. It was 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I messed up the clock, but it was really right on time. Greg Proops.
Oh my God, that was exhilarating. It was first of all, let me just say that Move Over, Die Hard and Christmas Story. There's a new holiday classic. Move Over, Bishop's Wife. This one had it all. A young girl's pining for the toy of her dreams, a father's frustration with the system grinding him down, his wife's complicity in the duality of the universe when you need an ally at the most, and then striking out on your own to find a win. And then getting a win-win, getting a Felix Unger win when the price drops radically and you're like, I can buy beer with this.
The upside is the lounge chair let me like sell that on eBay. So the doll set costs negative $54.51.
That's awesome. I love that it's a lounge chair. But the thing you want the least in the world on the night is you can't give a young girl a lounge chair and tell her you love her in the same day.
Melissa Peterman.
My daughter's watching too.
Wait, Greg, what's the score, man? What's the score?
Oh golly, that was 15. I'm not shy about giving perfect scores.
15.
Melissa
Peterman.
She'll kill you.
Well, I gave you 14. I love that story so much, and I bought that lounge chair on eBay, and
You like it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I don't know. I'm going to be mad at you for marking it up. It was worth every penny of $500. I love that lounge chair. I loved it. Again, it had everything. And as a parent who has often disappointed my son on several occasions, not just Christmas and the holidays, maybe this is on my parenting, I thought you were going to blame Santa, which I would do it, do it. Because that's what I would have done. But it proved me wrong. And it made me, this is why I like this show, because I see better versions of Melissa. Because I would have blamed Santa and kept the lounge chair and made a cocktail and been like, I don't know what happened to Ariel and Jasmine. You know what? It's a tough world out there.
A lot of times they move away.
Yeah. And so, I'm just getting a lot out. I also told him that Anaheim was in Canada, so I wouldn't have to take him to Disneyland. So basically what I learned from this is that you are a phenomenal dad and she's lucky to have you. And I gave you, I'm changing that 14 to a 15. I talked myself out of it. 15, right?
Unbelievable. Blaine Capatch.
I want to go to Canadaheim. That's fantastic. It really was. You know what? I've already pitched a movie called Lounge Chair All the Way, where Arnold Schwarzenegger is wrestling to find a lounge chair for his middle-aged father-in-law for Christmas, because that's what he wanted. I thought it was fantastic. It was a great story. It came in 2 seconds over, but I don't care. It just reminds me that black people are cooler than white people on every fucking level there is. I love the conversation that you had with the dude. Is magical. I love it. You should write it down and put it on a shirt. 15 points.
15 points. Hey, Dave, I got to share something with you, man. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, and I said to her a couple of weeks ago, I said, hey, Alabama, I think I'm going to get you a new dresser for your birthday. And she said, I don't want furniture. I want a debit card. So guess who took her daughter yesterday to the First Entertainment Credit Union, and guess who has a new debit card?
Wow.
Give me points, Melissa Peterman.
I am going to give you points because I would have given her an Etch-a-Sketch and said that that's an iPad. I also did that. So.
Hey, and if you have an idea for a PIN number, send it into Christine Blackburn. Just put it in the chat room, whatever you think a password would be. Remember, a good
That's
password.
Exactly right. Let's show my Venmo address. Oh, shit. Okay.
Here's the part where We find out that Christine is doing this in a van.
Oh yeah. No,
All
I,
right, we're
Hey,
moving on.
Dave, where are you right now?
I'm in
Oh,
LA.
Oh, okay. We're in LA.
Toluca Lake.
In the locker room.
Oh my God, my son and I were driving around today. We were trying to find the lake.
Yeah, it's by the terrace, but it's lower than the other part.
Is there any place where you can actually drive up and see the lake? We saw the golf course, but we couldn't see the
isn't
lake.
it by Bob Hope's house?
It's behind. Yeah, it's behind there somewhere. I don't think you can get to it, but you probably could.
all right, you
I
guys.
don't
One
have
more
any
time.
clubs with
Dave's
me.
total score is 45, and another amazing score. We've got so much talent tonight. I think we might be heading for a spinoff. It's hard to say. And
Oh,
the
God, I
next
hope it's the
storyteller
Jeffersons.
contestant coming to the stage is the fabulous Mark Teich. Mark Teich, come on up, buddy.
Did it look like this?
All right, you guys, let's tell Mark what to do.
Man,
Yeah.
real. It's been brought to you by Fred Schneider Sporting Goods. They're good for sporting. Fred Schneider Sporting Goods.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mark landed on audience. And that means we're going to go to the chat room and see if anybody in the chat room has an idea for a story. And then one of you guys, Blaine, Melissa, and Greg, you guys will choose that story topic. Let's take a look at the comments in the chat room. Oh, looky there. I see Heather loves Mark. Heather loves Mark. Interesting. Maybe there's a story there. We don't know. I also hear, have a great evening, Christine. Okay, there's another topic.
We could do great evenings.
Well, here's one. Hospitals. Hospitals just came through from Irene.
That's pretty funny considering.
Hospitals and what
the
else?
political thing going on.
Oh, I got one. Here's one from Kilbasa Nova. The best moment touring with Stephen Lynch. Because I don't know if I mentioned this. I think his bio was too long because he's so talented. But Mark Teich, he toured with Stephen Lynch for years, and they have like over, I don't know, millions of YouTube views. In the millions, maybe even a billion. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Oh, here's another one. Drunk hospitals and touring with Stephen Lynch.
That could be one
Drunk.
night. We don't even know. That could be one night.
Greg Proops.
I vote drunk, but that's me.
Drunk,
Do you have
Melissa?
Because that includes Stephen Lynch. You could even include.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Let's go for the drunk.
Okay. Blaine?
If you could get a drunk hospital story, that would be great. But I'll go with drunk. And anything in
some of
this
them
Venn
end that way,
diagram is
Blaine.
fine with me.
Mark, I think it's something to do with drunk. Whenever you're ready, buddy, we'll start the clock.
Sure. I just got off tour with Stephen Lynch, got hit by a car, and was in the hospital. After I got out of the hospital, I went back to my job in New York at this incredible, what is it? It's like a Coyote Ugly type bar that I used to work at called Brother Jimmy's. Put some South in your mouth. That was their slogan.
No.
And I used to work there. And I'll add to my birthday on this. My birthday's on March 18th, which means the 17th. I would just go out on the 17th, get drunk because of St. Patty's Day. And at midnight, I just say, hey, it's my birthday. But I was working that night. We were drinking Rumplemints. We were drinking Rumplemints and Black House, which is just syrup and alcohol. And so I got on the bar as I usually do. And being that I'm from Michigan, I would play Bob with the Bob by Kid Rock and pour shots into people's mouths. And they would light my legs on fire. Well, they light my shoes on fire as I would pour shots into people's mouths. Somebody had me a bottle. It was slow gin by mistake. So everybody looked like baby birds that were just getting horrible, horrible medicine into their mouth. And then they started pouring more 151. My legs caught on fire. I had backwards chaps and 2 pieces of denim stuck to my legs. And they put me out with those soda guns. And they didn't use the water. They used 7-Up. You want more? Okay, here's more. I jumped off the bar, took some scissors, cut my jeans into Daisy Dukes, walked across the street to Dwayne Reed. That's right, Dwayne Reed. And got 2 tubes of Neosporin and a pair of socks, because that's how you take care of leg burns.
Okay. I think that was pretty much right on time, even though the clock got confused. Blaine
Oh my
Capatch.
gosh.
That had everything. That had you getting hit by a car. That's the theme tonight. People getting hit by cars. It had Coyote Ugly, which I watched last week for a podcast about shitty movies, and I couldn't believe how bad it actually really was. I thought it was a joke. South in Your Mouth. I wish I could give you 15 points for that. Getting drunk on Rumplemans. That's like 16-year-old bachelor party shit. Fantastic.
What 16-year-old is having a bachelor party?
The ones in Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, it had getting a fire on your legs put out with soda guns and a Dwayne Reed across the street. Why didn't Dwayne help? Anyway, I'm going to give you 15 points. That was fantastic.
Fucking A. Melissa Peterman.
I love everything about this story because it's one of those stories where I could have shut my eyes and I knew I could picture it in my head. I already see the movie happening, and it's called, and it's, I don't know if Liam Neeson plays you or Chris Pratt or Bruce Willis. All three I would like to see in the role of Mark on the bar. And I envision like you're just because I'm married to a bald man, so forgive me if I'm overstepping my bounds. Sometimes, well, I'm just saying. I love me a bald man. So when there's not always a lot of hair here, I envision that your legs are very hairy, like very, very hairy legs. So I just envision them engulfed in flames. And then I also bartended and worked in restaurants. So the 7-Up gun is always the weakest spray. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just dribbles out. Like there's not use the Coke. Use the Coke. Yeah. I loved everything about it. And were you wearing denim and then like chaps or like just chaps and like bare legs? Like
no, they burned into chaps. That's how high the flames went.
One more question.
I looked down, my eyelashes gone.
Was setting your shoes on fire a normal part of the evening?
Yes, I came back a week later and did the same thing.
Right. That's solid plan. Solid plan learned. All the way.
Yeah, I'm a dumb dog.
Do you have any scars or anything, or did you
just? I've got 2 matching scars. It's amazing.
Oh, are you? And this is just I'm asking for a friend. Are you single?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I loved it. I'm giving you 15 in that one too because it's amazing.
Amazing, Greg Proops.
In the days of classical Greece, there were heroes who essayed their legend across the timeless ford. And I felt like this story combined. Homer was blind and would attend a symposium, which was a wine drinking party. And he'd play his lute and he would sing the verses of the Iliad and the Odyssey. And I really felt like we got a chance tonight to taste what that was like, because gods and monsters prevailed and a trial by fire was withstood. And by the way, Dwayne Reed is fetid in the summertime and repulsive in the wintertime.
Greg Proops, score.
Oh, full points.
Full points. It's a lot of points. I know that. Holy cow. We got ourselves.
You flew too close to the sun, Mark. You flew too
Let's
close.
look at the leaderboard. Mark's total score, 45 points. You can't get better than that. Way to go, Mark Teich. Thanks for playing Story Smash. And let's bring up the final contestant for a true 2-minute story. Oh my gosh, she's so talented as well. Everybody, put your hands together wherever you are for Smaranda Luna. Hey, Mark Teich's on the screen. Woo! Okay, I'm spinning the wheel. Here we go.
It's been brought to you by Oat Fab laundry detergent. Move over, Almond Fab. It's the cleaning power of oats. Oat Fab. Christine?
Holidays.
By the way, guys, I have jury duty this week.
Oh, no, not COVID. There's
Holidays, Smaranda. 2-minute story whenever you're ready.
I bet COVID.
You have?
Oh,
Wait,
holidays.
Smaranda, did you have COVID?
Yeah, I do. I have. No, I'm going to jury duty. Hopefully, I won't get it. But yeah, holidays. Okay, my husband is filming a movie in Madrid, Spain, and I go with him as a holiday. So on the weekend, we take the train and we go to Barcelona, and we have a fabulous time. And on our last day, we go to a nice restaurant, and I have this amazing seafood paella. We get back on the train to Madrid, and guess what? I start feeling very, very sick. I get food poisoning, but not just food poisoning. I get 5 days of food poisoning on my holiday. The first day I tell my husband, I'm like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just gonna vomit a little bit, and then I'm gonna drink some liquids, and I'm gonna be fine. And then he has to go to work, so every day he leaves me in bed, and he comes back at night, and I'm in the same position in bed. The second day, not only do I have food poisoning, I now have caffeine withdrawal because I cannot eat or drink anything but water. So this situation continues. My husband is trying to go to Madrid pharmacy to get the equivalent of the American cure-all Pepto-Bismol. We can't find it. I don't take anything. I just let it go on. And then at the end of this 5 days, I am cured. I don't have food poisoning anymore. And guess what? I look fabulous. I'm well rested. I'm well hydrated. I lost all this weight. So this, in my mind, is always the holiday where I was only one stomach flu away from my perfect weight, which I achieved. So my advice to anybody who has a hard time with a little bit of COVID poof in their body, just go get some seafood paella and pray.
Wow, a great story. Melissa Peterman.
I tried this. It's now there. You can get the pamphlet. It's called the Madrid Zone, and I think it's. And just FYI, next time, just get a coffee enema, and you can just live it out. So I was hoping you were going to say that at the end of that, you already look amazing. I think you're just gorgeous. And was your husband? So will you ever? This is what I want to ask because I've had food poisoning before. Will you ever eat seafood paella again?
No, I smelled it this summer, and I had to leave immediately the place where the seafood paella was. Never again.
Never again. I gave you 14 because the only thing that could have made this story better is if Mickey's mom was the nurse that came up to get you back to health. That would have been the only thing is Mickey's mom comes in and she's like, who's ugly now? Guess what? I know how to make you feel better. But I didn't even need Mickey's mom because the story was amazing. I'm giving you 14 points. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
14 points is a great score. And for some reason, Mark Teich is in the show. Mark,
Yeah,
what
I'm
do
a
you think
judge
of the
now.
story?
I'm a judge now. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. What do you think, man?
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Blaine Capatch.
I gotta say, any story that starts with seafood paella is going someplace. I love that you told your husband, I'm just gonna vomit a little bit. Because that's a married thing. And I can't believe that you're married to a dude that was in Battlefield Earth 2. That's fantastic. I'm gonna give you 16 points to make up for the 14.
Oh my gosh.
Such a
Another
gentleman.
amazing score. This is an amazing show. I got to tell you. And the comments are coming in the chat room like crazy. Look at that. Paul Votto is here and James Schwartz. A lot of fun. Kielbasa Nova. Awesome, you guys. Melissa, did I ask for your score yet?
I already gave it. I did. Yes.
So where's the leaderboard, folks?
You need Greg.
Yeah,
Greg Proops.
Cervantes essayed perhaps the greatest novel that caught the character bravado and tragedy of Spain all at once. And I feel like this story did no disservice. I felt that the husband played an able Sancho Panza in so much as he was unable to help our heroine, Dona Quixote, in her quest. I felt that when great tragedies played out, and then at the end, of course, it's been an epiphany. I had food poisoning for several days in London once, and so did my wife. We were together in a hotel room. When we finally got something, it was, I think, a ginger ale. And I said to my wife, this is like eating a roast beef sandwich. And we came back to LA, and my trainer at the time went, you look great. And I was like, I know. And I felt that good about your story. I know exactly what you mean. I'm one case of mono from my goal weight.
Getting cut like food poisoning cut, man. Nothing
Right.
like it.
It's,
You get
food
the
poisoning's
abs
rough.
from puking. You get the abs from puking.
Yeah.
You lose the weight from not eating. Not eating for several days in a row is an astonishing way to lose weight.
Proop Dog, what's your score?
Oh, well, shoot the lights out.
Hey, as an aside, I went to South Africa with Drew and Dave Anthony and Drew Carey, name drop, Dave Anthony and Marty Rackham, and we ate at a casino outside of Johannesburg on the way to the World Cup. And Drew and Dave got chicken, and I had well-done steak. And Drew and Dave both do bits about shitting all over the plane.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That
there's
is
nothing
bad.
funnier than food poisoning. It's the best.
No, it is. It's an amazing event.
Yeah, it's fun.
Unbelievable. Smaranda's total score is 44, which is also a wonderful
you.
score. Let's get everybody back in the room. I'd love to thank all the talents that have played tonight, including Dave Carter and Smaranda Luna, of course, and Mark Teich and Gail Thomas. What a
Awesome
blast.
show,
It's
everybody.
been so much fun. Let's see some of these scores. We're going to the leaderboard.
Can I just say before the scores come up, this was fantastic. Everybody was so funny and so engaging. I wish tonight could go on forever, but I have shit to do.
Smaranda's total score is 87. That's an excellent score. Thank you, Smaranda Luna. Gail's total score 88. Now things are kicking up a notch.
Thank
What else?
you.
Mark was also 88 and helicopter overhead. Dave's total score was 88. Holy cow, we got a three-way tie. So we're moving on to the third round. I'm sorry, but we're going to play it again. We're going to spin the wheel again. And we've got a three-way spin-off, ladies and gentlemen. This is so exciting. Thanks for coming out on Facebook. Thanks for coming out on YouTube. Paul Votto, good to see you, buddy. James Schwartz, Heidi Wexenflilt or something. Thank you so much. Blaine Capatch, who are we sponsored for by this final round?
Brought to you by Cigarettables, edible cigarettes.
All righty then.
Wait, you
I'm
need
going
another
to
one?
go ahead and put the three names back in the Story Smash can of truth. And now I pull that name. This is a true 1 minute story, guys. Coming back up to spin the wheel for a true 1 minute story. And the first storyteller is Mark Teich. Mark Teich, come on up, buddy. Let's tell that guy what to do. Spin.
Damn, that wheel. It's been brought to you by Fire. Fire, man. Fire, Christine.
Ooh, hooking up. Mark Teich hooking up a true 1 minute story. When you're ready, I'll set the clock.
All right, I was doing summer stock in Winchester, Virginia. We were doing Peter Pan, and I was playing John as a sophomore in college. So you get it. We decided for our last night we would have a big party, and I was trying to hook up with this girl. And I thought it would be a good idea to buy jungle juice on the side of the road in Winchester, Virginia. Bought a bunch of Weilers instead of Kool-Aid because it was cheaper, and some trash cans, and everybody got hammered. So hammered that everybody cheated on everybody else that was dating that summer. And then the next day, everybody was so hungover that as they were trying to fly me, they were so pissed off, they were trying to fly me. They yanked me so hard when I said that literally brought throw up out of my mouth, and they hung me. And I went, picnics, oh, like that. And they were so pissed, and they landed me on the ground. My ankles, of course, gave away because I was so hungover. And a little bit of throw up went into my nightgown. Should have went into my top hat. Wasn't that quick.
Oh my gosh. This is why I always wear a little panty liner when we play this game, because you are funny as shit. Melissa Peterman.
Oh my gosh. What did they tell people? Like, just keep clapping and Tinkerbell will come clean it up? Like, I don't know. I did summer stock theater as well. And so I remember those days, like those closing night parties or the wrap party. I was more intrigued of just like, Captain Hook, hooking up with maybe Hermione from Midsummer Night's Dream and like everyone all together. You brought me back to my days in college and summer stock. So I loved that. And you also sort of came around with the puke, and we've now revisited that, which I like. So did the show go on? Like, did you just continued, or what happened?
Oh yeah. Once the nursery went away and we were flying, Peter was so pissed at me. She was so pissed at me that she was swinging at me as we were flying back and forth. Wendy, Michael, John.
Now I just picture that SNL sketch when like Farley was going up and trying to swing. Like in my head, that's who Peter Pan was. Like,
yes, that's true. I was much thinner. I was down to my target.
I meant that for Peter. I meant that was Peter Pan.
Oh, gotcha.
Anyway, I'm going to give you, Mark. I'm giving you 14 points on that one. I loved it so very, very much. Well played. Well done. Well done.
All right, Blaine Capatch.
I just love that you did Peter Pan in Winchester, Virginia. That's amazing. I'm going to give you 15 points for bringing up Weilers, because I love that grape, the big grape. He looks like a friendly grimace. He was so cool. The whole story made me Tinkerbell up in my mouth a little bit. I'm going to give you 15 points.
Thanks, Blaine.
Greg Proops.
Ever since the dawn of theater, there's been a conflict between opposite forces. Impulse, ambition, need, insatiable want, and the epic void that all performers feel that they have to fill bit by bit with cheap encounters and tawdry adulation. So I thought that not only did this capture the sensation of being in a whirlwind of hormones, but it also had the unbelievable verisimilitude that smacks of being hungover at a matinee when you have to be flown in a musical.
Yeah.
And there are very few feelings like that, and I don't think I've heard anyone else tell the story the way you have, except Eartha Kitt. And so I'm going to give you a Canadian 18, which is 14.
14 points. Mark Teich, great job. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Made it into the final round. We've got 2 more storytellers coming up for a true 1-minute story. Mark's total score, 43. 43. Heidi Wexenfelter says, genius. So keep up those comments. Keep up the chat. I'm so glad you guys are here. What a blast. We're here every Friday night live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And if somehow you missed the show, well, you can always watch the show again on YouTube. Christine Blackburn, thank you very much. All right, you guys, this next storyteller coming up, she's fabulous.
What year is this?
I've already seen her. She's telling us a true 1-minute story. Please put your hands together for Gail Thomas. Gail!
Woo!
All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do.
Spin that wheel.
Onion rolls.
It's been brought to you by Oreo, sour cream, and jive stuff. Get it going with Oreos, sour cream, and jive stuff. Christine?
Gross. Interviews, Gail Thomas. Interviews. You've got a full minute to talk about interviews. I don't know. Maybe you gave one. Maybe you were at one. I don't know what your story is going to be, but when you're ready, take your time. I'll start the clock.
Oh, shit. Okay, I apply for a lot of jobs, and usually I apply for jobs that I don't want because I'm afraid of the jobs that I do want. And so for this reason, I have not been particularly successful. But I did apply some years back for a job at Nickelodeon writing these kids shows. And it was a long time ago. But somehow I got the interview, and I went in. I did a writing sample. I worked really hard on it, and they really liked it. And I went in, and this was so long ago that it was when texting had first started. And so they asked me about that. This was the beginning of social media. And I went into the interview, and I felt really good about myself. And, I was finally going to get a job that I actually wanted. And the lady asked me the question, a few people in the room, and she said, well, what do you think about text messaging and everything? And I said, that is so stupid. I don't get the point. I don't see why would anybody ever do that? And that was what the job was for. So I once again didn't get a job that I wanted.
All right. Great story. A little over the time. What do you think, Greg Proops?
Yeah, that's just awesome. Not reading the room at a Nickelodeon interview makes me happier than any show business thing I could ever imagine. I was on a show on Nickelodeon for 2 years, and
what was it called, man? What was it? I don't remember that.
No, of course you don't. You're a grown up. You'd have to be like 18 years old to remember it. It was
okay. I'm 28.
It was called True Jackson VP.
Oh my gosh, I used to watch that all the time.
After iCarly was over and before the Big Time Rush and right before Victorious.
My older brother used to tell me about that.
Yeah.
Fans.
So I love the story. There's nothing better than that. Very briefly, a dating show I was on years ago. This is like 2001. We went out to pitch it, and we pitched it at some syndicator. And at the end of it, it was like, they go on a date, and I've got a telestrator, and we talk about the date. And at the end of it, the syndicator goes, will there be dates with little people? And I didn't know whether to die or have the earth open up and have me swallowed, because that was his first question about a dating show. Was there going to be little people, right? And I was like, I don't even know what portal we kicked open, because this is the next thing you know, I'm on the floor and I'm on all fours and there's a milking stool and I just can't.
I always take
I say 14 points. Just fantastic. Sorry, that was too long.
14 points. What, Blaine?
I was going to say, whenever I have an interview, I always take a smoke bomb to interviews in case that happens. I go, poof, and just like run out of their office. I love the fact that you pitched Nickelodeon. Patton and I sold a show to Nickelodeon, and then we called to find out where our money was, and they said the guy that signed off on it had been fired months ago, which is the most classic fucking. It was like, what? They didn't even know who he was. And we had to have people track down the money that they didn't know that they owed us. It was just, it's just so Los Angeles. Thanks for taking me back to that. But you know what? I'm trying to write a joke about how in Canada they're called Lunalodian, but it's not very funny. So I'm just going to give you 15 points.
15 points. 15 points. I want to know, Greg Proops, why did you just lose it when you heard what happened and how they got dumped?
I've known Patton and Blaine for 100 years. And
right.
I know that when they were a writing team, but to not only to sell it to a guy, but to go, where's my money, bitch? That guy hasn't been there
in months. Fucking months. And we were happy. We were like happy with it.
Right? Doug who?
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't even know.
There's nothing like getting fronted by a network for your money. There really
Damn
isn't.
funny. Damn funny. All right. Is that everybody?
No, I haven't given Gail my
Peterman.
Well, after hearing all three of you talk, I'm not really looking forward to my interview tomorrow at Nickelodeon. So, anyway, I loved it, Gail. You brought self-sabotage to a new level. I'm giving you 15 out of 15 on that one.
15. What can you say? She was fabulous. What is the total score for Gail Thomas? 44. 44. That sounds like a good score to me. All right, you guys, let's bring up the final storyteller for this incredible third round, this spin-off round, if you will. And that is, looky there, Dave Carter. Dave Carter, welcome to the show. We're happy you're here. Come on the screen, buddy. Oh, there he is. All right, you guys, let's tell him what to do. Spin.
Radishes. Radishes.
You ever notice that sometimes you have wild rice and sometimes it tastes Spanish? Rice-a-rooney.
Now, this is interesting. This is school days. Didn't he land on school days before?
Yeah.
Okay, guess what he has to do? Spin.
That.
Wheel.
And
Spin.
this has been brought to you by Jack Daniels 2% milk. 2% milk, 98% Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels 2% milk. Christine?
Looky there. Dave Carter landed on audience. Audience, this is very exciting. A lot of you guys are active in the chat room. So let's hear some new stories coming up here in the chat room. What do you guys want to talk about?
I want to talk about Toluca Lake.
Hospitals. Somebody wants to talk about Dave Carter. Hey, that's him. Somebody wants to talk about those bastards. Philip, Charlie,
Are you
Daniel.
close to the Brady house?
No, I haven't checked. I've never been near there.
Oh, really? It's a cool neighborhood. I like Toluca Lake. It's one of those things where you drive around and you're like, what the fuck? Why is this Los Angeles?
Is it Patty's, the diner? I still love, and Timmy Nolan's used to hang out there.
Timmy Nolan's is a different name now
Dang
to
it.
be known.
It's a beautiful
missed the smoke
neighborhood,
now.
nonetheless. All right, let's look
it's
at the
pricey.
chat.
Where is this valley that you speak of?
There's a lot coming through, you guys. Mayonnaise, jail, dating, crickets.
Mayonnaise, dating, or crickets? What?
Or
There's one that
first
says
heartbreak.
vacation.
First heartbreak or naked.
First heartbreak.
I'm going to give Dave's choice on this one. That's what I say.
Whoa.
Well, I have no idea. Let's go with Heartbreak.
First heartbreak. Yeah, man. Let's do first heartbreak. All right, you guys? It's a true 2-minute story. Dave Carter's going to bring it
2 minute or
whenever
1
you're
minute?
ready. I'll.
1 minute.
Oh, it's a 1 minute. Yeah, it's a 1 minute. Sorry.
Okay.
True 1 minute, sir. When you're ready, I'll start the clock.
Christina's tripping tonight.
You got that right.
Heartbreak. I'll start by that.
Woo!
When you've had your heart broken, it takes a lot out of you. And the one thing I do remember about it is she was older than me. I was 24 years old. I was living in Italy at the time, and she was an older divorcee. And with that woman, I learned a lot of things about life. How to cook, pay bills, and I also learned the pain of an older woman saying, you have to live more before you could stay with me. And it took a lot out of me. And I don't know what I would have done without her, because I learned a lot about not only sex and relationships, but I learned a lot about these bills come every damn month. I didn't know. I was 24. I was in the military. I had no idea of the responsibilities that a man has to be responsible for. And I carry Diana with me everywhere I go now. She's with me in my heart. And when I actually do pay my bills, she's there. She's right there.
Dave Carter. Dave Carter, amazing story. The clock once again malfunctioned, technical difficulties, but I think it was right on 1 minute. Melissa Peterman.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this. My name used to be Diana. And Dave, I appreciate you telling our story like this.
I thought that was you.
It's me. It's me, Dave. And this is the first miracle of 2021. We're getting to see each other. As somebody who always enjoys the idea that older women can get young hot guys, I love that. And it's sort of a Mrs. Robinson, and I like that she taught you a lot, and you really have such great respect for her to this day. And
You.
she did. I mean, I did my job well because you're the dad that is going to, God damn it, get those Disney princesses for your daughter. So she taught you something right, and it was worth the heartbreak. So I gotta give you 15. I gotta give you 15. There you go.
I'm glad you've been well.
I've been well.
She speaks with her heart. Greg,
Nickelodeon tomorrow, so everything's just great. It's great.
go ahead, Proops.
During my time in the military, it's hard to frame Italy in so short a time. Let me just say that this story filled the parameters with the folksiness of cracking a beer to reminisce about a lost love, mixed with a painful series of lies that are clearly forged.
What?
Joking, of course. My feeble attempt at comedy, of course, induced ire. And so therefore I'm giving myself less points. And I'm going to give this one 14. I thought it was a pretty gripping tale, actually.
Here's to you.
And any story that starts with a Bud Tallboy.
Blaine Capatch.
I'm amazed that we're doing a Bud Tallboy thing after all the talk about little people. This is it's very, very bizarre. I love that you learned about sex from an older Italian divorcee while you were living in Italy during your time in the military. What branch of the military were you in?
I was in the Air Force.
And what were you doing in Italy? How
I was an Air Force broadcaster after that, but I was in transportation before that.
And how was morning in Vietnam? Was it good?
The movie I really enjoyed, but the town I never went to in Vietnam. I've never been to Little Vietnam or Big Vietnam.
Oh, you got to go to Little Vietnam. There's big trouble there, is what I heard. I thought it was an amazing story, and again, I love the Budweiser Tall Boy, and you're drinking it alone during a pandemic because you're an American. That's fantastic. I'm going to give you 15 points.
USA, Dave
That's
Carter.
not how you spell Budweiser,
Fantastic.
Christine.
Is that all the
Thank you very
judges?
much.
That's all.
That's all the judges, you guys. Dave's total score is 44. So, of course, I'm not good at math. I don't know where we are, but let's bring all the contestants back. Take a look at what we want.
Where did the
Who's
half
on
point
the
go?
screen? Come on, Mark. Come on, Gail.
It's a great show
Mark's-
from everyone, by the way. So much
It
fun
was
tonight.
awesome. Thank you.
Absolute
Amazing.
fun.
Really
When
funny
we find
stories.
out the winner, I'm going to come back to you guys, and we want some comments. Smaranda Luna's there. Alicia Marie, she says USA. That's right, sister. You got it. Here comes Gail Thomas. There's Mark Teich. Let's look at the scores. Okay, Mark has a 43. Mark has the 43 out of 45. It's a great score. Gail Thomas, 44. That's also exciting. Gail Thomas. And Dave's total score is 44. That means we have a true tie. And both Dave Carter and Gail Thomas are going to get $10 each. Via Venmo, via me, rock and roll. Thank you so much for playing tonight, guys. Before we leave, I want to go to Blaine one more time, and also Melissa and Proops. And let's hear one more time how you chose your winner, Melissa.
It was really hard to choose a winner tonight. In all honesty, it's we talk about that it's crazy times, and this has been an even crazier week, and this brought me so much joy. So I appreciate you sharing your stories with me. I don't know how I picked a winner because you all were fantastic. So thank you for letting me play. Thank you.
I miss you.
Well, thank you. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, Bella.
Yes? Do you want me to keep talking? I'll keep talking.
Christine's batteries went dead. Hey,
Greg, how did
Is
you...
that a euphemism?
brought to you by Sam Ash, bringing you the worst batteries for your microphone. Sam Ash. Not as good as the batteries you get at Guitar Center across the street, but they're not open either. Sam Ash. Also brought to you by Microsoft Gel Caps. Tablets are too chalky. Microsoft Gel Caps, power of 1500 KB. Doesn't hurt your stomach. Microsoft Gel Caps, and also pecans. Oh yeah, bow, bow.
Right now is like watching my mom try to figure out how to use Zoom. Like, this is amazing.
This is like what you look like when you're talking to your cat. Hey, what a fantastic show we had while Christine gets her thing back up. Melissa and Greg, all of our contestants this evening. This has been so much fun. Tom is working it in the living room while Christine is trying to get her mic talking. This is exactly what happens when the Klingons hack into the Enterprise and get into the life support system. Everybody starts grabbing at their uniforms. They'll be okay at the end of the episode, but they're grabbing at the uniforms right now. We're brought to you, of course, by Axl Rose and Sweet Toms of Maine, Rolling Stone Chewables. Nothing goes down. They go down. Guy Altamont, Rolling Stones Chewables, and Dawn Chicago style deep dishwashing liquid. Yeah, Chicago style. Got to get that deep dishwashing liquid style when you're in Chicago. That's what it's all about. Keep talking here. We're also brought to you
Blaine,
by.
I have just a new sponsor that checked in. Democracy. We were hanging by a thread, but in a week we're going to change. Democracy. White guys can't overthrow it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's nice living in the
And
end
Jesus
time.
Christ. Yes, he's come back off the cross to see that his followers don't believe in him so much as kicking ass. Jesus Christ. He's still there and he's still cool. Hey, this is water. Wait a second. Now it's delicious. Jesus, look for him in several sizes.
Should we just continue watching, Christine, or I'm gonna?
We should sign off.
I think we should sign off.
I'm staying the whole night.
Before I do, I want us all to make a vow.
That's been burned on the top of a bar. He doesn't leave until they start spraying him with 7-Up. I love it.
If we can afford the music of closing time,